Good afternoon, everybody from Universal Studios. Actually, hold on a second. Much better. Good afternoon, everybody from the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. Today we are doing a very important video, and that is to try every single Butterbeer treat here in the Wizarding World. So today we're gonna be trying some drinks, we're gonna be trying some candies, some ice cream, a little bit of everything, ranking them, letting you know what we think. So come tag along with us as we try every Butterbeer option here at the Wizarding World. Now today we are going to be hanging out here in Diagon Alley for the video because this is just going to be a little bit more central. I feel like everything that we need is kind of in a central location. And first up, we're heading over here to the Hopping Pot. They actually have multiple items, but right now, I think let's start with the drinks. If you are not aware, over here at the Hopping Pot, you can pick up all three of the options for Butterbeers as far as the drinks go. So that's going to be a hot, it's going to be a frozen, and it's going to be a regular Butterbeer. Interestingly enough, we have never tried a regular Butterbeer. But also we will be returning to this location in a little while to try this here, which is the brand new Butterbeer Ice Lolly. This is a limited time option, so depending on when you are watching this video, this may or may not be at the parks. There we go. We have received all three Butterbeers. I do need to make a quick note though. Most of the time you can get all of the Butterbeers from the Hopping Pot. However, we did need to head over to the Leaky Cauldron in order to pick up the hot one. Probably because it's 90 degrees and nobody's ordering a hot Butterbeer right now. But exactly, except for us. However, we will be ordering also the potted cream and the ice cream, I think also comes from the Leaky Cauldron over there. So either way, let's go ahead and try these out. It's gonna be hard because it's hot out, so is the hot one gonna be like gross? We'll find out. First up will be just the classic Butterbeer. Nothing but if you were to just order a regular Butterbeer, this is probably what you would get. They're gonna ask you if you want hot, frozen, etc. But either way, this is just a regular Butterbeer. We have never had it. Let us know what you think.
I feel like this Butterbeer looks the most like realistic beer with like the foam on top and like this brownish color. I also overheard them say don't stir it or it'll turn green.
Bottoms up. Did you actually get the... Oh, dragon's gone. Can't see it from here though.
It took like a minute for like the soda. I think it's essentially like soda.
I was gonna say it looks like a soda of some sort.
It's good. I think I've always heard like how much better the frozen is. And don't get me wrong, like the frozen's such a nice treat, but this is not bad. I feel like it would taste like a cream soda. I've never really had a cream soda, but I'm thinking it's what cream soda tastes like.
Gotta try this out. It smells just like regular Butterbeer.
I think the foam's the same.
Oh, yeah, it kind of...
Right? Root beer floaty?
I'm definitely getting like some sort of... I'm probably gonna have it on my face today, but that's the best part, is the cream. It definitely just tastes like some sort of cream soda-y root beer float, and then you get the topping. So that's good, nice and refreshing. It felt really light.
Yes, I was gonna say it's not as heavy as the frozen one.
But I'm saying like even like for a normal soda,
it
felt like it was like very
not
like
super sugary, almost heavy, like that kind.
No, I don't. Just like it feels like when you drink it, like it just doesn't feel like there's a lot of like heaviness to it. Sometimes I feel like if you drink like a Coke or something, it's like it feels almost like thick. I don't know how to explain it, but it feels kind of light. It's actually decently refreshing. Next up is going to be the classic frozen, and I feel like this is Nicole's favorite.
It is Nicole's favorite. I don't care if it's 90 degrees or if it's 10 degrees. I love this one. It's just so good. It's so good. The flavor to me.
I will say I don't think that this one tasted as much like Butterbeer almost. Like,
I know it sounds crazy, and I know it's not root beer, but this one almost tastes like root beer to me, where this one tastes more butterscotchy. And I don't know why, but they don't taste totally the same, having them side by side.
I do agree. There's definitely a different flavor here between the regular. Yeah, this is like, definitely, it almost feels sweeter, weirdly enough.
I'm not getting sweeter.
So, I don't know if I love like the fizziness as much. I don't drink pop. I drink like Gatorades and Powerades and stuff at the park. I very, very, very rarely ever drink pop. This is still really good, and I don't know if it's just because it's hot right now, but I feel like this is going to be hard to beat today. But this is super delicious. I don't know. It's hard to beat a frozen Butterbeer. The thing is, normally I'm a hot butterbeer kind of person, so we're gonna go right into that one right now. And if you were to ask me, normally I'm a hot butterbeer person through and through. I think that's the best, then frozen. But being 90 degrees right now, I don't know, but we're still gonna go for it. I feel like the hot has the most flavor out of all of them. I feel like it just like everything inside of it is like, I don't know what you're looking for in a butterbeer. Ooh, I'm not really getting a lot of foam today. Maybe it all melted. It's not as good today, but I know where this can go. So I don't know how I want to rate it right now. Being that it's 90 degrees out, I don't know, this might be last for the day. Only because it's hot, If I was inside, I still might enjoy it, but like all of the foam is like gone here and the flavor on it feels off today. I don't know, maybe because like it's not in season, kind of, I don't really know. You'll have to let me know. It doesn't taste like the normal one. Okay, good luck. I feel like...
Before I sip it, I do want to like say that I'm not really a fan of the hot. I think it's like way too sweet. And maybe it's because you just like get the most flavor like you said, which to me is a negative. So let's see how it is sweet and hot on this 95 degree day. It's almost like watery today. It's not as flavorful as normal. I almost like it better today because it's not as sweet. It's like super vanilla-y versus like butterscotchy to me today. So I don't mind this, but it's still too hot.
So we have had a little bit of each of them, and I think today I would say that the frozen was like hitting the spot the most. Would you say the same thing?
Yeah, absolutely.
But I do feel like normally when it comes to butterbeer, I do like hot. It just tasted a little weird today, but I think the big shocker for me was this one, and I feel like just like that regular butterbeer, though I don't think it's going to beat either of these two because like when it's cold out, the hot hits, and when when it's hot, I feel like the cold hits. I feel like you're gonna go for one of those two, but we'll see where it competes with everything else as we order everything throughout the day. I think next though, since we're over here, do we try the lolly?
Ooh.
Here is the Butterbeer Ice Lolly. It looks delicious. It's kind of big too. I like that you get a decent sized portion there, and they're all individually wrapped as we can see here. So you get them in this nice little wrapping. Let's see, 330 calories per pop. Yikes.
These are then?
I don't know. Does anybody know what the calorie count is on the Butterbeers? Yeah, I guess don't put it in the comments. Go ahead, bite in. I feel like you kind of have to like bite these because I feel like all of the flavors are combined.
And there's like a hard layer on the outside too to kind of like get through. So
Right.
I wonder if these are different flavors. Oh,
Just got to leave me some of that butterbeer topping, the foam. Well, I don't know what it'd be considered. Look, did you even get the ice cream?
no.
Well, you got to get the ice cream in there. You missed out. You got to get it all together. Oh boy.
This is thick. The chocolatey coating or whatever it is very thick. I know it's not coconut, but I am getting so much coconut flavor from the shell. And one of my friends said it's kind of like white chocolatey. I'm just getting coconut, which is really, really weird. So let me take like a bite of just the ice cream without the shell. It's good, but it's not butterbeer to me, but I do like it. But I would not like classify it as butterbeer.
Let's try this out. Immediately the coconut.
Okay, right? Is the white supposed to be coconut? Like, because there's no coconut in butterbeer.
Now this is good. Is it butterbeer flavored though? I don't know. So if you told me that this was at Minions, like next to Minions Cafe, like the freeze ray pops, and you said like it's some sort of coconut cream or something, I would believe you. I don't know if I'm totally getting butterbeer. It is tasty, it's cold, it's thicker than a lot of the other like lollies that you get around the park, and it's tasty, but I don't know if I'm giving it butterbeer credit. I don't know. Let's continue on in some more butterbeer flavors. Now, I do want to also point out that this wand interaction is currently down today, and I have seen a few of them going down recently. I am excited to see what they end up bringing to Epic Universe, but for now, we are heading back over to the Leaky Cauldron, and we're going to actually eat inside of there, and we're going to go ahead and do the potted cream as well as the ice cream. And next Next up is the potted cream and the ice cream. They do come individually wrapped, so this isn't like freshly made or anything. I mean, probably for the day or whatever, but it is cold, and I think you get to keep this little jar, which is pretty cool, I guess. And then also that is like pre-done over there, so you could see it is all ready to go. So we'll try these out. This is cold. I wasn't sure how the potted cream is going to be. I don't even know what this is. I don't know if it's a pudding or what. Does anybody know, is this the same ice cream? Because I thought they have this over at like the Florian's or whatever, so I don't know if you can get the same stuff.
I feel like I've seen people like walking around with stuff and it looks like a soft serve style instead.
Yeah, so I wonder if they're actually different, or if they just like put this one in a little container and call it a day.
So that tastes just like the drink. Like compared to that ice lolly we just had, this seems much more that butterbeer flavor profile.
Wait, I was watching Nicole and like, you see the spoon is like bent. It does look heavy. That is good. Surprisingly good.
Yeah.
A lot more accurate to that butterbeer flavor that you get in the drinks. I feel like it almost tastes like the topping more than like the bottom portion, which is pretty good. But I'm getting a little bit more cream soda-y like flavor with that one than butterscotchy, but it's good. It's actually very creamy too. I like that a lot. It was getting a little dark inside, so before we try the potted cream, we're actually going to come up to the stairs here. I feel like this is such an iconic place to try food and just kind of hang out. At least it is shaded, not necessarily any cooler, but no sun. Wow.
Every 10 minutes a little too often since we've been back here for an hour.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I feel like we just keep hearing it as we are back here. Either way, we are trying the potted cream now. It looks kind of interesting. It's kind of like an orange hue. Oh, did you get it on your nose?
I sure did.
Try it out, let us know.
Okay, so the consistency, it reminds me of like a melted Cool Whip almost. Like light and fluffy, but also weirdly heavy. It's also a little bitter in my opinion. It's not my favorite of the butterbeers. I think the ice cream was really, really good in comparison. And I know the flavor of the ice cream bar was off, but I like that better than this as well.
Let's try this out. I do like that you get this little like glass jar, which is kind of neat. I don't think I love this one. So, butterbeer kind of consists of two parts, right? You have the bottom portion, that's the drink and kind of like the actual like liquid, and then the top portion is kind of like the foam. And I feel like this tastes just like the bottom portion and not like the top portion at all, so you don't really get any of that foam flavor, which I feel like everybody loves. So if you like just the taste of butterbeer, I feel like it's kind of close to that. I would have to agree, it kind of reminds me of like a Cool Whippy, I would say maybe whipped cream, but it's definitely more closely like a Cool Whip, kind of you could tell the way it kind of like, I don't know, thick but light at the same time. So it's okay. I think they needed to have something pertaining to the actual cream foam top in order for that to be more accurate, I guess would be the way I would kind of describe it. So to me, it's pretty accurate for the flavor, but you don't get both parts of the butterbeer. Again, you have two parts to it and you only get one with that. I do want to point out that we did get the pre-packaged butterbeer ice cream, and they do sell it over here at Florian, but I think they're the same. One's just pre-packaged, so we're not going to buy that one because I feel like they should be the same, theoretically. If you guys are enjoying our little butterbeer palooza that we have going on right now, please subscribe to the channel. It does mean a lot, and give this video a little bit of a thumbs up as we come up to our last location, which is Sugar Plum's Sweet Shop. Now we are coming here for the last two items, which is the Butterbeer Caramel and the Butterbeer Fudge. Also, the first time we ever came in here was just a few days ago. Didn't realize it was so big. These are the options like I was telling you. So there is the Butterbeer Caramel. This was also limited time. I don't know if it's going to be here long term. And then down here, the Butterbeer Fudge. So that is what we are getting. Also, there are a lot of fun looking treats in here. That ginger new cookie looks good. Pumpkin pastry seems kind of interesting, and a lot of these caramels actually look pretty delicious. For our last treats here, we're gonna actually head back out of Diagon Ale and go sit kind of near London over there. And we're gonna come right here by the night bus. So let's go pop a squat, try our last two treats, and then we'll tell you what we think about all of the butter beers, and we'll kind of rank them, I guess, at that point, right? Kind of tell you what we think is the best, what's the worst, and what we would probably recommend. This is it, the last two items, the fudge and the caramel. The caramel, again, as I mentioned, is a limited edition item. However, it could be coming for like the long term. I do know the lolly definitely states that it is limited. So go ahead, pick one, and I'll try the other first. So what would you prefer to try?
Ooh, gosh, I love fudge, so part of me says the fudge, but the caramel I'm so tempted by. I'll do fudge. Oh, God. That is thick. So, that's a very thick piece of fudge. And I'm not sure if I'm just like a little sweeted out, but I'm not sure I love this one. It reminds me of something that I can't put my finger on, so I might need your help figuring it out. And like, it's not giving butterbeer vibes, but then like, it is giving butterbeer vibes. So it's not bad, but it's not my favorite thing we've tried.
We're gonna try the butterbeer caramel here. This seems interesting. I feel like no one's talking about this though.
Maybe because no one can get into it. Wow.
Jeez. That is a lot of chewing. A ton of chewing, actually. It is a thick piece of caramel in there, if you can see. Massive. It's kind of crazy. So the flavor is pretty close to butterbeer. Not the most accurate thing, but it's pretty good. But much like Nicole was saying, I think I might just be like sweeted out. I feel like we're just having like a lot of butterbeer stuff. All butterbeer is like sweet at the end of the day, so we don't have a savory option. So it's just like sweet, 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 sweet. Probably better to like spread this out a little bit more, but we just went like butterbeer, butterbeer, butterbeer. And yeah, so it's very sweet. The accuracy on the flavor, like I said, maybe not totally there, but it's not bad. I like the flavor overall. It's actually not overly sweet, but the caramel is definitely chewy, as you could see, like kind of hard to get through. Well, I did try the fudge. I was actually getting a little sprinkled there from the fountain, and let me talk about it. So the fudge is bizarre. That was one of the like weirder treats that we had. I feel like even though that potted cream was a little like not my favorite, it also at least kind of tasted like butterbeer, where like the fudge, it almost tasted like waxy. I don't really know how to explain it. It was definitely a little bizarre. What did you think about the caramel?
I thought the caramel was very good. It's like the caramel is just like a big hunk of caramel, and I like caramel with like a butterbeer flavored fudge coating, and I think the butterbeer like chocolate shell almost. Yeah. So the shell I thought was pretty good for a butterbeer flavor, and like who doesn't like caramel? So that was a really good combination. Fudge was weird.
Yeah. I liked that caramel too. I thought that was actually a pretty good dessert. Obviously it's new too, so maybe they had time to kind of like perfect the recipe. So we tried 8 things today. In last place, what would you put as your 8? I know mine right away.
I would say 8 is the fudge.
Is the fudge, 100%. The fudge that's a no for me.
It didn't taste like butterbeer, and it wasn't good.
No. What's your 7?
7's potted cream. It was a little too bitter, and I just didn't love it.
Yeah, I would think I'm agreeing there as well. I think I would put the potted cream at 7. So let's move on to 6. This is where it kind of gets a little harder, because I do feel like the top 6 are all like good options, where I do feel like 7, 8 there are things like I probably wouldn't really recommend right away. Before we get to 6 and 5, I do want to point out the shirt today. I don't know if you guys have seen it on camera, and it is kind of appropriate for Harry Potter because this is the Dueling Dragons from last year's HHN house, and it is the annual pass holder shirt, if you guys are aware. Also, they're selling this without the HHN stuff on it. But for those of you that know, Dueling Dragons was in place of where Hagrid's is now, over at Islands. And then when Wizarding World came out, they decided to turn it into Dragon Challenge, and then ultimately ended up taking it down. So it does kind of all work together. Either way, my number 6 would be the Ice Lolly. And I think because I wasn't getting enough of the butterbeer flavor, that's kind of why I feel kind of goes there.
Okay,
it was still good.
That's fair.
But it wasn't, I don't know, what's your 6?
Well, before I say my 6, I want to point out my bracelet. It's not Harry Potter, but how cute is that? It says, just a girl who loves Shrek, and it's a heart with Shrek ears.
Well, there you go.
You point out your thing, I point out my thing.
Yeah, just real quick on that, DreamWorks Land is opening up very soon. So AP previews are coming up. We will be trying to get in first day. Hopefully that works, but we'll see. Either way, number 6.
Number 6 is the regular butterbeer. Regular butterbeer. Nothing against it, It's just, I really liked 4 of them. So now we're doing like they were good, but not my favorite. So regular Butterbeer.
That's my number 5.
Wow.
So piggybacking off of that, yeah, 5 would be the regular Butterbeer for me. I feel like it was good, but I just don't know if it beats like anything else. And again, I feel like top 6, everything was good in this zone. But I just feel like I'm like, the other things were a little bit better. So what would your 5 be?
My 5 would be the hot Butterbeer then.
Ooh.
We liked those
Wow.
other things.
Okay, so I'm surprised. I want to see what you end up getting there. As we're kind of making our way now to the front of the park, I do want to go check by something over by the 5 and Dime really quick because they released that HHN video. I want to go see if they do any Easter eggs and like, I don't know, like the pipes. Did they put like a sound thing down there? Either way, as we head over there, number 4
is gonna be the ice cream. I really
cream.
liked it, but I just liked other stuff a little bit more. The ice cream.
Wow, I honestly thought that was gonna be way higher for you. 4 for me was the caramel.
Okay.
You know, I still think as good as it was, I feel like it wasn't necessarily perfect on that butterbeer flavor. And Nicole made a good point. She goes, butterbeer can taste like kind of whatever you want. It's a made up thing in reality.
Like, we've had the frozen for so long, like that's our standard for butterbeer. But maybe somebody who started with like the regular, that's their standard for butterbeer.
Exactly. So I do think for me, number 4 would then be just that caramel. And then you said the ice cream, which I'm still surprised about.
I know, I am too.
All right, and top 3 for me is going to be number 3, hot butterbeer, 2, ice cream butterbeer, 1, frozen butterbeer. It's really hard to beat a frozen butterbeer, especially after today. And here's the big thing. In Florida, more often than not, you will have a little bit more heat than you will cold. We do get pretty chilly here, I'm not gonna lie, for at least about a month or 2. But I think overall, even when it's cold, you can still kind of have that frozen butterbeer. It still kind of hits. And last but not least, top 3.
All right, 3rd place, I almost feel like bad putting it so high up, but I really liked that ice lolly. It wasn't totally giving butterbeer, but like it was good, and I would really recommend that. 2nd place was the caramel, and just like Dylan, 1st place is that frozen butterbeer because there's just a special place in my heart for a frozen butterbeer.
And there you go. That is our recommendation. Number 1, frozen butterbeer. If you guys are coming to Universal or Islands, that is what you got to get if you go over to the Wizarding World. I think that is the most iconic flavor profile for the butterbeer. It's also just kind of the best. I don't know, I feel like it just mixes everything perfectly. I would maybe skip on the potted cream and the fudge. That's just our opinion though. Maybe you guys would love it, but some of these new treats are actually really good. And I think the big shocker for me today was the ice cream. I mean, what would you say is like your big shocker for the day? Maybe the caramel, I guess?
I guess maybe the caramel. I didn't think I'd go in there putting like a candy number 2, especially when I love ice cream so much. And the ice cream was great. I think some of those things were really, really good. And I was overall impressed by a lot of it.
I would have to agree. Very impressive on a lot of those things. I would say at least 6 of the items were very good.
Yes.
2 of them, maybe not so much. Either way, thanks for hanging out with us today. We'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.